Episode 268. Komori's fallen asleep while waiting for a masseuse that isn't coming. I don't think she realized that she has to schedule these kinds of things in advance. Even her witred is trying to wake her up, it seems, trying to stand on her head. Probably afraid that she's going to catch a cold or something just sleeping over the covers in the open snow like this while wearing a swimsuit. I guess it's probably warm enough with the steam coming from the bath, but it probably can't be that warm. Get up, Komori. Time to get to work. I mean, it must be warm enough if these characters are able to just kind of sit here comfortably, like, lounge around. It can't be that warm though, right? It'd be nice to try for myself at one point in my life. Someday. And actually, before we leave, at the end of the last episode they were talking about the view from this particular sitting spot. And it was nighttime, so it didn't really look that great, but I guess during the daytime with a semi-clear sky, as clear as it can be while it's snowing, doesn't look that bad actually. And also over here, kind of a clearer view of that same landscape. So for work today, we are actually going to finish up the societal quest with the Vanu and the, I can remember this, the Vas. If those are their proper names, they might be like the Gunu or the Vundu or the Vas or the Nas. It's hard to remember which ones are evil and which ones are the good guys. And I think since we got this neat dance emote, after the last society quest we did with Moogles, maybe Komori wants to show that off to the Vanu. They like dancing, right? Not sure where this kind of dance rates on their personal rating system, though. They like dances that show off toughness, right? Resoluteness and stoutness. Moogle dances are probably airy or, I don't know, whimsical. This should be the final quest to the storyline for the Vundu, I suppose. Or the Gundu? The Zundu. Whichever one of those three. They're called the Vanu, so that would make them Vundu, I guess? Probably. There's going to be another quest after this, but that's probably just some kind of special epilogue. This is the main story finale for their troubles, I suppose. Nest side story. I get it. It's a pun. Komori, scout spot Vundu marching towards Oak Sundu. The time has come to stand against them. But before we depart to confront the Vundu, Linu has one last request of Komori. Go to the Gundu totem pole and offer your sun drop dance. Gundu built totem pole to show reverence towards ancestors. If Komori offers her dance, they may grant us strength for the ordeal ahead. Go and present your mightiest sun drop dance. Okay. No difference there. What do they think of the Moogle dance? That's just as good, right? No, they don't even let us do it. Okay, fine. It'd be fun if there were special dialogue boxes if you did a dance but not the right dance. The earth quakes and the trees rustle before your sun drop dance. The Gundu ancestors look favorably upon your display and grant your ally strength. Thank you, Komori. The Gundu ancestors see fit to grant us their blessing, and impart their bravery and ferocity. So that's like a tangible thing that you can actually feel or recognize somehow. I guess some kind of power wells up within them, and they just know. Like the morning sun rising boldly over mountaintops, we set out, with confidence in our victory. Komoi, Linu thanks you once again. Linu treasures all that she does for Oak Gundu Naki. Okay, so these guys are the Gundu, rather. Right, Gundu are the good guys, Vundu are the villains, and Zundu are the ones that are over the other way where I can't pan the camera. Alas, this struggle is between Vanu and Vanu alone. There is no telling when it ends, or how violent it becomes. Linu insists too much on Komoi already, and cannot ask her to risk life and limb. Today only Vanu will set foot on the field of battle. Komoi, go to Oak Zundu, and tell Chief Sonu that our preparations are complete. Then await there for our victorious return. Alright, sounds like an easy quest this time. Just gotta wait. Yeah, I was calling this the finale quest to their storyline. Turns out it's gonna be only exciting for them. We're just gonna be standing over here, awaiting the good news. So the Gundu stand ready, as do the Zundu. We are ready to face our fates. Netherling, often do we rely on your support, and Sonu would make one last request of you. Watch over our battle with the Vundu. Okay, even better, we get to watch. If the Vundu stand unmoving against our dance, we must resort to blades and talons. Our tribe, if they stand unmoving against our dance and we must resort to blades and talons, our tribes may not survive the day. If this happens, Sonu asked Netherling to remember tale of our last stand. Pass it down, so none forget our valor. This task, I entrust you with. Okay, if you guys die in a really cool way, we'll make sure to tell everyone. And now, the time to depart has come. Sonu will leave with the rest of his tribe to meet the Vundu to the northeast. Go there, Netherling, and wait. No, wait. Over here. And I'm sure the Warrior of Light would do more than just watch a bunch of their allies die in battle, but this particular Warrior of Light, Komoi, I don't know. It's a 50-50 if she would pitch in. I feel like she wants to watch a show, you know? No matter if it's a comedy or a tragedy. And here's the show. Zundu dare to leave safety of village? Surrender the Gundu rebels now. And perhaps Vundu only demand triple tribute for next 10 moons. Here they go. In perfect sync, they practiced. The drums are rising. Unu Vanu's children are as foolish as him. Very well. Before sharing your father's fate, bask in the fury of true warriors. They're no slouches either. They're perfectly matched. But what does Komoi think? Who's gonna win? They're faltering. They're breaking apart. Focus. Do not let the Vundu intimidate you. Dance as one. They're being pushed back. They're losing ground. Heaven, earth, cower before us. Scatter to the winds. Do not falter. Back into formation. Dance. Okay, she pitches in. Komoy? No, battle is between Vanu. Netherling, today you answer for your affront to the white. Komoy just can't watch this happen. She's gonna show him how it's done. Even though they taught her everything she knows. Such might. From a Netherling? Zundu, Gundu, join with Netherling. Make her strength yours. The battle went on for several days, and eventually, they dance with one heart, as one sundry. Impossible. Retreat. The white have mercy. Gotta be one of my favorite society quests. Actually, any society quest where you get a dance out of them, like the Moogle one. Gotta be a good society quest in my books, I guess. But any quest that actually makes it part of the actual plotline, like this one, gets extra points. The sun shines down upon our victory today. Netherling, Gundu, and Zundu dance as one, and the Vundu flee before us. Remember the sight of Chief Honu running in fear. Remember his frightened yelp, like hatchling crying for its mother. Vundu bluster and bellow, but their courage wilts before our tents. Once again, Komoy, our tribes owe you debt of gratitude, deeper than Cloud Sea. Gundu welcome you, always. From this day, Vundu think twice before threatening our tribes. Gundu are finally free to rebuild. Now the time for celebration is come. At Oak Gundu Naki, we feast. That actually wrapped up much quicker than I thought it would. Just kind of actually watching the cutscene was the only step. Based on the Moogle Society quest finale, I thought it would be kind of half of the episode for this one and half of the episode for the Bass. Seems like I might have to slot in something else in this episode if we're under on time. As a symbol of Zundu's solidarity with the Gundu, the Zundu have sent a totem pole, illustrating the Zundu's history. Additionally, several Vanu have fled from the Vundu and taken up residence at Okundunaki. We're now sworn. There is one more rank after this, just like with the Mughals. Another pun. Another reference. And let's just get some dialogue out of the Nuvali after clearing that quest. Ah, Komoi, sit and speak with the Nuvali. We'll stand. There's no option to sit while talking, unfortunately. Vundu hide in their huts, still cowering in fear of our sundrop dance. Both Gundu and Zundu stand together against Vundu oppressors. But brother and I still have much work ahead to finish building Okundunaki. One day we rest and watch sun rise over a great village. Now I guess Okundunaki is... well, it has a few houses, I guess. But it must be pretty cramped if they're like all sharing that space. Especially with how big they are. Comparatively. And I did do these daily quests ahead of time just so I can turn them in as soon as I got past the threshold of 6, I guess, and entered 7. Gotta get up to 1730 by the time we get to patch 3.5 and start doing all the quests for that. The problem is these society quests, for some weird reason. I guess just because it was weird back then. They do it differently now. They give out different amounts of experience per quest. I think, anyway. It seems like the Mughals and the Vanu each give out 50 per quest. So those will be rising at the same rate. But I think the Vas are different for some reason. One of these was different. I guess we'll find out. On to the Vas. Making the rounds. Oh, actually, before we move on, kind of a waste of money for something that I'm not actually going to be doing, but we did unlock some wares there that we didn't have previously. I do want to have a look because I'm curious to see what this looks like on Komoi. I don't think I've seen it already. I'm pretty sure it just unlocked just now. This one. Is it white pone or... no. Guess I actually have to spend gil on this, which is unfortunate, but no, wait. That's not what I was thinking of. I could maybe get it just in general. Yeah, put it in the glamour dresser, I guess. I'm not sure what kind of glamour it'll go with, but it's good to have. Now, the thing I wanted was a different thing, which doesn't seem to be being sold here. You know what? I guess I probably have to reach the final rank with them. There are actually 2 things that I can buy from these guys, and actually also the Vas over here, a similar thing. But I think you can get one thing at the individual rank 8, the highest rank with them, and then you unlock additional things, the second round of that stuff, after you complete the inter-societal quests, I think. It'll be interesting to see on the Lalafell, I think. And just to check. Can we actually, over here, buy that thing that I'm thinking of? It's not in the copper exchange. And not here either, so yeah, it's probably at the very final rank. They save the best for last, I guess. How much are these actually? Oh, these are actually worth 70, so these ones are going to be easier than the Vanu Vanu and the Mughals. I thought the Vas were worse, but they're actually quicker. Master, I only wish to help Los As Vas. A well-meaning wish. But now it seems it will ruin us. With my travels, I have greatly angered the Overmind. Yeah, it's been a while since we talked to this guy, but where we last left him off, I guess he was still being taken over by the Overmind. I'm pretty sure the latest quest had him triumph over the Overmind, like personally, when he shot and killed one of the other guys that was being controlled by the Overmind as an act of defiance or something. I'm pretty sure that was the latest plot point. I have brought this misfortune upon our colony. It is my duty to rectify it. I thought long and hard, and there is only one way to avoid war. I will destroy the Overmind himself. How? It's like one is many, right? They're legion. Without his guidance, the one mind will not know what to do, or will know not what to do. They will grow confused, so confused. They cannot go to war without a leader to command them, yes? Oh wait, the Overmind is different from the One Mind, I guess? Or the One Mind is the group, and the Overmind is the one that controls the group. Which is like intangible, right? It's a hive mind. Click, click. So I will give myself up to Los As Nest, willingly, for the Overmind to come out of his nest, to cure me of individuality. In that moment, I will strike. If I submit myself to the One Mind's thoughts, he should not suspect. Should not. Master, when the storyteller spoke of true purpose, it caused me to reconsider my own. Perhaps becoming an adventurer was not my purpose at all. Don't say that. Choose for yourself. Creating the guild, traveling to distant lands to secure resources, treating with the dragons. Perhaps these were to serve a greater purpose, to protect my colony. Well, as long as that's what you want. I will not shirk this duty. My sense of self is strong enough. I will be victorious, as I was at Enix Shrine. Master, I cannot ask for your help this time. We've heard this before. We'll watch from a distance, in case you die, and tell your story. But secretly we'll actually pitch in to help if you actually look like you're in trouble. The storyteller will have need of you here, at the colony. Should I fail in my task, all Vas must prepare themselves for war. Forgive me, these are difficult things for me to say. Very difficult, but I must. So, farewell for now. Okay, so let's go tell the storyteller that guy's gonna go die on his own. You look troubled, Great Hunter. Is something amiss? That guy's gonna die on his own. Click, click, the fool! The Overmind will gladly welcome him into his arms. Even should he strike down the Overmind, it will be for naught. When one falls, another rises. So it has ever been. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Great Hunter, we are vulnerable to the Overmind, but his thoughts hold no sway over man. Only you can pursue him. But Storyteller, even should she find the Deft Arm, there are too many drones in the hive for them to escape. Too many. The Overmind could command them all to strike at once. We must try to reach him before that happens. If the Deft Arm enters the hive and is cleansed of his individuality, the One Mind will grow confident. Very confident indeed. His recklessness will only spur them to swifter action. Let us hope there is still time. I will try to summon the others. Those who may be willing to help us. Hurry, Great Hunter, to Los As Nest. I make for the hunter's camp at once. Do not let the Deft Arm reach the hive. I see. Looking for help from them. Good plan. Better plan than just rushing in on your own with the rest of the guys that could be taken over at any moment by the hive mind. I try to start these episodes whenever there's sunlight out. If the sun isn't up or something like that, then I try to do other things, other mini chores like doing these daily quests that I need to do anyway. But even if I wait for sunlight, inevitably, it always sets during the episode. Just gotta accept it's gonna be dark sometimes, I guess. Alright, like I said. And you, why weren't you helping? Oh wait, I guess he has a good reason. No, he's gone. Yeah, that was fast. So much for all that confidence he had in his strengths of will. Clack clack. It is done. He is cured. Have we seen this guy before? I don't remember. I don't think so. Very ornate beetle horn. It's actually really cool. Can we get a hat like that? You come in vain, fleshling hunter of gods. Sense of self no longer exists in this one. He is ours once more. One with the many, in harmony. Harmony that you could never hope to achieve. Your division breeds chaos. Murder, war. You do not understand peace. Clack clack. Would that you could learn, could link. Our harmony is beyond your kind. All submit to a single thought here. We do not quarrel. Clack clack. But you, fleshling, you sow discord. You nurture deformity. You would murder the many. If you thirst for blood, hunter, then sate it with one of your own. Leave our hive at once. No. You do not understand. The non-mind senses of self fester and corrupt the whole. The non-mind threatens the natural order. This one's presence is poison, anathema. We feel it growing, gnawing, present yet apart, defiant. No longer, it ends. Corrupted flesh must be destroyed before it grows and claims us. We know your strength, warrior. We know your thirst. Grant him his death, or will you let him grant you yours? Remember who you are. Deft arm. What is this? The seams, they tear. Impossible. No, we are the many, and you are one. Even if you stray, you cannot escape. You will obey. Okay, remembering who you are isn't, working out. You forget that Vast yet have allies. Powerful allies. Give him hell, Deft Arm. You're stronger than this. You're an adventurer, are you not? Pull yourself together. Pishkaw, without Deft Arm, who will dry dock share Stinky X-Wiss? Deft Arm. Deft Arm. Deft Arm. Yeah, shout your own name. I bet Komoy does that all the time, just shouts her own name whenever she's in the middle of a battle. Whose thoughts are these? Silence. Silence! The link. It bends to his voice, to his will. One speaks louder than many. Master, storyteller, I know you all, and you know me. Yes, I am the vast Deft Arm, adventurer and protector of my colony. You. None would dare assault us. None. You know not what you have done. Withdraw. I think it would have been a fine plot point if they actually killed off that leader guy. Because if they needed him for future cutscenes, they could just replace him with, like, another rando, right? That's how the hive mind works. But this is satisfying enough. Those who have always followed the will of the Overmind know nothing of other powerful bonds in this world. I felt a great fear in him, greater than his hate. I believe the One Mind will avoid us for some time. I felt such emptiness, as they feel. There were no shapes, no flavors, no moods. There were no questions, no answers. Only a single command, to obey. I could not accept such a world. I was able to regain myself thanks to all of you, but now I feel so exhausted. Let us return home to the guild. I guess this quest was pretty much just the same thing as what we did with Savanu. Just kind of had to watch a cutscene and that's the end of the storyline. Though I guess with extra quest steps, the only thing they would ever have us do is like talk to some people or maybe fight one or two random guys or something like that. I guess this step did have that step specifically. We did fight 3 random guys right outside the entrance, so yeah. That's about all we can expect, I guess. Nothing really in-depth, like well, they would never have a solo duty or whatever you would call it, like an instance for content like this. But if they did, that would be pretty interesting. I guess a lot more people would probably play it just to experience that, right? My friends, I cannot thank you enough for coming to my aid. Friends, now don't go thinking it's 'cause I'm soft, 'cause I ain't. The hunters have been dependent on the steady flow of arrow shafts from your guild. It'd be too much trouble to go back to fetching them ourselves. That putrid incense supplied by the guild may make my eyes water, but it keeps the convictory blessedly free of dragons. Pishkaw, copies cannot get enough of guild stink eggs. Dry dogs get shivery shakes without them. And that's why they're friends. Only for business. Click click. I never realized that the guild had become so important to so many people. Well, that's also true. Los Asvas no longer lives as a parasite, thanks to the Adventurers Guild. Our sustainability is guaranteed, as long as there are those willing to accept our help. The One Mind believed that we were alone, that we only survived by clinging to each other. That was their conception of a colony. To welcome strangers into the hive is unthinkable to them, and our advantage. Unlike the Overmind, we can forge alliances with others to enrich our colony. They cannot ascertain our strengths, and that is cause for them to leave us be. Much cause indeed. The Non-Mind have much to be thankful for. It seems we have become too useful to those around us. We are sure to repay our wonderful allies' kindness in whatever way we can. Even so, I yearn to experience more, to explore new lands and meet new people. I have learned much from your lessons, but it is time to be my own master. I have burdened you long enough. Yeah, I'll say. We're not doing this for free, you know. I know that I have much to learn, and that try as I might, I can never be as strong as you. I must develop my own strengths, and see to the guild and its future adventurers. But I hope someday to join you. Your pupil will make you proud. Wait for me, master. Yeah, come call us when you can take out Titan. And now we're sworn. And we do have that wider selection of wares, but I'm pretty sure not the one that I want. Oh no, not that. Just a small talk. Master, what a pleasant surprise. Such busy days I have. Training, journeying, teaching. I never expected such a life, and I am happy to live it. What brings you to Los Asvas? Come to undertake tasks like old times? Yes, old times. Come, come. Show the others how it's done. Okay. So actually, is this? Yeah, they are all 1730, but the Vass are quite a bit faster than the rest of these guys. Either way, the minimum route is going to be on the Vanu Vanu if I do 3 quests on each of these guys per day. So that's going to be, what, 1500 on top of today, so at least 11 more days, I guess, probably. Which is more than enough for me to do all of the other things that I'm recording for patch 3.4 and the main story for 3.5 and whatever else. Never any worry for this kind of thing. Not with the rate that I'm going at. Okay, so we did actually finish ahead of time. I could have actually slotted in the Moogle Society quest kind of perfectly, couldn't I? But I guess I paired up the Moogle Society quest with doing some random stuff in the firmament and kind of screwed up my chance of doing all of these society quests in one episode. But that's fine. It just means we can do more things in the firmament. That's the only thing I can think of, I guess, so back over there. I do actually know what I want to do for the next episode, and I guess we kind of have enough time to start on that. Actually, let me quickly check, because I guess there's some pre-gaming that I can do before the actual quest. Or should I even want to do that? No, I'd rather fit all of those into one episode. I've learned my lesson. Okay, let's go over here. We didn't fit all these society quests into one episode, we had to split them up into this episode and the last one. But I think we can fit the next thing all into their own episodes, because it's definitely going to take longer than one episode. But I would like to avoid mixing in other random things. Don't want to start it now at the tail end of this episode. So yeah, our choices for quests are Swords to Plowshares, Planting the Seed, Adventurers and Admirers, Gathering of Gallicats, and Shadow over the Orphanage. Let's gather some Gallicats, I guess. I wonder if this one will be as interesting as the Hot Springs one. I mean, the Hot Springs one was interesting enough just because it was the Hot Springs. A fun little vacation in the form of a side quest. But it also was pretty interesting just in terms of, like, story, I guess. At the very end, where we interacted with Charlie de Durandare. Is anyone going to make a surprise appearance in this quest? Let's find out. Why, if it isn't the savior of Ishgard, and the hero who helped us deal with that stray Gallicatan the other day. You couldn't have come at a better time. For reasons I cannot begin to imagine, one of those confounded cats is back. And what's more, it appears to have brought its friends. Or so I've been told. As you might imagine, we are at something of a loss as to how to address the situation. If the tales I have heard are true, these creatures originally hail from the Sea of Clouds. And some scholars in fact believe them to be a type of void send. Really? It's always void send. Komoy always has to deal with void send. Okay, let her at him. She'll blast him with a fireball. Why, it is enough to send a shiver up a man's spine. Surely you see that we simply cannot allow these baleful creatures to prowl around the firmament as they please. And so I beg of you, might you be so kind as to look into the matter and find some way to save us from this formidable, fluffy menace? One of my cohorts mentioned that he saw the beast roaming just a ways down the road. And here, take this pouch of dried cloudcrawler with you. It's said that the little beast can't resist the scent. Okay, yeah, we'll use it as bait, and then blast them with a fireball. I had no idea those guys were void scent. But I mean, they're not exactly born with those wings, right? They're cat creatures with some kind of weird hoodie or something that gives them the ability to fly. There's no way they were born naturally. We simply must catch that furry fiend before it and its friends can wreak havoc on the firmament. You place the snack in the sack, in the middle of the street, near where the Gallicat was sighted. Retreat to the shadows and hope that your quarry takes the bait. Anything different? No. Meow. Yeah, there's no way that thing was born in nature. You found it, but what's this? The furry creature has clad itself in an overcoat, suitable for the fiercest of blizzards. Wherever did it get its paws on such garb? I did notice that it looked slightly different. I guess they normally wear like a kind of green hoodie or something. Or at least a green vest of some kind. Don't remember what's on their head. And this one looks notably fatter than what I remember the Gallicats to be. Nyahaha, that is not garb, my unlearned friend. Another one, and it speaks. What foul sorcery is this? Wow. Speaking of hats that we want, surely this is a hat that the player can get, right? Is it like a store item? Because I'm pretty sure it's not just like a quest reward that you get from the Ishgardian Restoration or from some other place. Otherwise, I'd probably see more players wandering around with this hat. I am but an innocent traveler with a fondness for our feline friends. I journey to the far ends of the realm, doing all in my power to see that these creatures are appreciated for the fluffy balls of inimitable cuteness that they are. Now let us return to the topic of the Gallicat's garb, and the wings which appear to be a part of it. Did you know that it is said that no one has ever seen said garb removed, and that every unfortunate soul who has ever made an attempt has been met with hissing, clawing rage? In any event, it is true, and in that sense, might it not be said that the Gallicat's garb is not garb at all, but rather an extension of the creature's corporeal form? Not only might it be said, but I proclaim it loudly, and with the utmost of confidence. I'm not sure if that's backed up by science. Likewise, I would posit that those heavily layered silks are evidence that the Gallicat has adapted to its chilly surroundings. Furthermore, the creature's ample belly, I did notice that, would seem to be incontrovertible proof that it has been dining on the most sumptuous of feasts. Do you mean that someone has been feeding this creature? And this surprises you? Why just gaze into those innocent eyes? See how its tail flicks and curls with such enchanting, enigmatic grace. Behold how it goes about its business entirely unburdened by the expectations of mortal men. I thought that no animal could be more delightful than Gallicats that frolic in the air above our heads, but to see one of such stout and ample proportions, why, I am simply overwhelmed with the sheer force of its immeasurable cuteness. Oh, but I cannot bear it, or I can bear it no longer. I simply must behold the creature up close. I must embrace it, caress its fur, scratch behind its ears, nuzzle its nose and tell it over and over what a cute little kitty it is. Yes, what a cute little kitty you are. Meow, hiss. Ah, gave yourself away. Oh wait, heavens! Do you think I came on a bit too strong? In any event, we must pursue it at once. Come now. Were the wings on that hat flapping as he was running? I think they were. I'm not so sure about this. Perhaps chasing after void scent isn't the wisest course of action? We'll get him, don't worry. But I suppose we have no choice. I swore an oath to keep the residents of the firmament safe, after all. Let us exercise due caution, though. Just as soon as that thing is within casting range, which I think is like 30 meters, right? Standard casting range. 25 yalm. Yalms? Yalms. Are yalms meters? Because yalms are supposed to be like yards or something, right? But that's only the English translation, I think. So they should actually be like meters or moms or something. No, moms are miles. Whatever the meter equivalent for Eorzean is in the Japanese or original language translation. The metric system of Eorzea, I guess. There you are, my delightful ball of fluffy cuteness. I promise you, I want only to love you and cuddle you forever and ever. I have a bad feeling about this. Now, what is the meaning of this? Meow, meow. There's so many of them. What is all this commotion? Quiet, all of you, or you'll scare them away. Nyahaha, so you are the master of these creatures, I presume. Master? Hardly. I simply took to feeding one of them as a way to fend off the pangs of loneliness that come with being so far from home. And before I knew it, well, you can see for yourself. I am not so unsympathetic to your situation, my friend, but we simply cannot allow these creatures to run rampant about the firmament. All their cuteness and fluffiness be damned. They are monsters after all. All I know is they've never done me any harm. Why, give them a snack and they'll curl right up to you, or right up next to you, and let you cuddle them and nuzzle their noses to your heart's content. How generous and giving is the Calicat. And pray tell, my friend, just how does it feel to cuddle and nuzzle these most delightful creatures? How can I put it? Their fur is soft and smooth, their noses toasty and warm, their cute little whiskers tickle the face, and they give off the most delightful aroma, akin to that of freshly washed bed linens. Do cats actually smell like that? I don't actually know. Or perhaps closer to bread right out of the oven. They smell good, is what I'm saying. You need say no more, for verily, there is no creature so heavenly as the cat. Yes, no cat must go uncuddled. Is Komori more of a dog person or a cat person? I think she's just a contrarian. Hear, hear. They're not listening, they can't hear her. At any rate, I can assure you I've been in contact with officials at the Mendicant's court, in hopes of finding proper homes for the creatures as soon as I possibly can. Surely you can agree that they deserve that much. Please don't chase them away. Well, at the very least, they seem to pose no danger, and their population seems to be under control. I suppose I can overlook the matter for the time being. But be forewarned that should the situation change, and the creatures prove a threat, we will not hesitate to use force when necessary. Isn't that so, friend? Yeah, a fireball, right into their fuzzy asses. Wow. What's this? You wish to accompany me on my journey? Oh, but why did you not say so sooner? It would be a pleasure and an honor both. Come, my fluffy friend, and let us spread a love for all things feline, far and wide across the land. I'm sure you can get these special Parka Gallicats, whatever they're called, as a minion. That's what we're looking at. This is the minion. But I don't know how to do it. It might be like one of the rewards from the restoration or something. To think that I would meet another who adores these creatures as much as I. I dream of the day when every man, woman, and child in Ishgard has their own Gallicat to cuddle and cherish. Oh, how heavenly that would be. Well, who knows, maybe it'll take off or something. Becomes a hot new fad amongst all the nobles, and the commoners alike. Can we actually, like, spend some of our stuff on a Gallicat? It'd be under this. Those are mounts. Those are emotes. Okay, so these would be the minions, but I don't see... Yeah. Well, there's one other thing it could be. It could be like one random reward that you get from when you do the fates, you get a special reward that's just a random thing. In my videos, whenever I opened those, they only ever ended up being, pretty boringly, these things, the fate tokens. But while I was off screen, I guess I did randomly, just by chance, like once every 15 or 20 of those rewards. It wasn't a fate token, but it was maybe a piece of clothing, or a piece of barding, or... I think, yeah, I also got one of these mounts, or one of these minions from it. Or did I? No, yeah, I got this ugly duckling from it. I guess Komori is more of a duck person. No, wait, poke it. This one. No response. I think some minions have responses when you poke them, not all of them. Okay, let's do one more. While we got the time. There should be a short one somewhere around here. I am curious about this. I passed it by while doing fates the other day. No idea what kind of quest it might be, though. Just some random small sack, acting as a quest giver. Oh, and we get bright lily seeds for some reason. Okay, we'll probably just throw those away. A simple, unadorned sack lies in the middle of the street. Might it belong to one of the residents of the Risen Quarter? Look about nearby and see if you can't reunite the abandoned parcel with its owner. Okay. Fillmore is expecting a reward. A sack of gold in exchange for this sack of whatever it is. She's not gonna get it, we, the player, know what the reward is. But she thinks she's getting a sack of gold. You. Good morning to you, my dear madam. It's not every day a man gets paid a visit by the savior of Ishgard. What brings you here today? What's that? You found a sack just lying in the street, you say? If it wouldn't be too bold to ask, might I have a look? Just as I thought. If you're looking for the owner of this sack, you found him. An acquaintance of mine just brought it to me, but we got so carried away in conversation that I completely forgot to take it with me. An embarrassing mistake, to say the least, but I fear the old noggin doesn't quite work as well when you get to my age. Still, pray forgive me. Ishgard's savior surely has better things to do than hauling sacks about town. If you're curious, the bag happens to be filled with flower seeds. Nemea lilies, to be precise. As you know, they're quite popular as an offering to those who have left us. I started growing them to honor my own dear son, who gave his life in the war. Some of my neighbors took an interest, and then some acquaintances of theirs. Soon as I knew it, I had my own veritable nursery. Flowers are a beautiful thing, wouldn't you agree? They have a way of bringing smiles to faces, even in the most trying of times. It's just a hobby for me, so I don't ask for coin. But people are kind enough to repay me with seeds and gardening tools, which has allowed me to, branch out a bit. A bit more, one could say. At any rate, it's a good life. And one I wouldn't be living were it not for you and your friends bringing an end to the war as you did. Not to mention everyone's tireless efforts in building the firmament, back up to where it even exceeds its former glory. Truly, I couldn't even begin to express my gratitude. Wait, I have an idea. A few acquaintances of mine had mentioned their intent to come and pick up some flowers. Might you be so kind as to deliver them in my stead? I reckon the flowers would mean that much more to them if brought by a real-life hero, rather than an old greybeard like myself. My friends live right in the Risen Quarter, not far from here. You know your way around these parts, yes? Funny how fate plays out, isn't it? A single seed planted, literally, that is, can lead to a nobody like me crossing paths with the very woman who saved our nation. Truly, it's nothing short of a miracle. Do this old man a favor, just this once. Would you please? Okay, just this once. We'll be nice and not ask for a reward, just because it'd be kind of awkward, since he mentioned his dead son and all. I'm terribly sorry to impose upon you like this, but it would mean the world to my friends in the Risen Song if you could deliver those lilies to them in my stead. One right over here, and another further up the stairs. Or I guess downstairs over that way. Are my eyes to be believed? Does Mistress Moriko, hero of our land, stand before me? Oh, how the spinner has blessed me today. But whatever brings you to this humble place? Well, I'll be. Lilies from old G-Cock. Do you know the man? Forgive my impropriety, but never in my wildest dreams would I imagine you'd be the one to bring them to me. I served House Dismal, as a sellsword during the war. It wasn't a bad life, but it was far from an easy one. Every day I give thanks to the efforts of you and your companions, by which I now am at long last able to live my days in peace. And yet my thoughts often drift to my brothers and sisters in arms, who were not so fortunate to live to see this day. It is the least I can do to honor their sacrifice. Placing old G-Cock's flowers at their graves is a small gesture, perhaps, but one that never fails to put my heart at peace. But even this small gesture, why, what profound meaning it will have, or it will take on, knowing that these flowers were delivered by the hand of the savior of Ishgard herself. My comrades' souls will surely soar to the heavens with pride this day. And this one over here. The dainty lady. My heavens, it couldn't be, but it is. I had heard rumors that the savior of Ishgard herself was personally assisting in the restoration effort, but never did I dream I would have the honor of encountering you in the flesh. Whatever brings you to the firmament this fair morn, have a flower. An Amelia lily from G-Cock, for me. What a lovely gesture. I shall place it at my daughter's gravestone, just as I have every day since you and your companions mercifully ended the war. While the fighting still raged on, it was all I could do to eke out a living. Deep down, the loss of my child devastated me, but my heart was too consumed by fear and uncertainty to grieve as a mother should. Now, thanks to the efforts of Lord Francel, and generous souls like yourself, I no longer want for a roof over my head and food on my plate. At long last, I know the peace of mind that frees me to reflect upon my daughter's life and honor her memory. While I would have liked nothing more than to walk these streets with her, to show her what a magnificent, uplifting place the firmament has become, I can at least take comfort in knowing that her spirit lives on in my own heart, and in the city and nation I now strive to help rebuild. And though my own child may never return, I also find solace in knowing that the younglings I see playing in the streets need never make the same sacrifice. For this, you have our eternal gratitude. Kind of a bit of a more bittersweet quest than the previous ones we did, the Hot Springs one and the Galacat one. All the same, I guess it's still an overall uplifting mood. I see you delivered the lilies. Thank you, friend. You've done me a greater kindness than I deserve. My apologies for imposing upon you as I did. I know as well as any that you've no end of gravely important matters to attend to. Well, that's true, but we are also killing time. Even if there are important things, we still make time to kill time. And yet, being the old busybody I am, I couldn't help but feel that I wanted you to see and hear from the people of this place yourself. To witness, to experience firsthand, just how much your presence has meant to, and I do not exaggerate, every last man, woman, and child who calls this place home. Indeed, it is because of you above all that we can at last come to some small measure of peace with the past, devote our efforts in the present, and turn a hopeful eye towards an ever brighter future. Speaking of which, do you perchance know the traditional meaning of the Nemea lily? While nowadays they are thought of as a symbol of parting, and therefore used to pay tribute to the departed, in olden times they were said to afford safe passage to those embarking upon a journey. I pray that the spinner always watches over you in your travels. Know that you are ever welcome here, in this place where your deeds have allowed an entire nation and its people to set forth on a new journey of their own. Alright, we'll accept payment in flowers this one time, just because we feel like being nice today. And we're a little over time for the episode, but I guess that's what happens when I try to kill time doing some side quests. One more time, Komori. One more time you get to retire over here in the hot springs. But this is the last time. Probably. Maybe. Next episode, we're going to be doing some more side quests, but these side quests are going to be a tad more interesting than the one we just did, I guess. Let's stand here. The side quests we're going to be doing in the next episode are going to be the Scholasticate series of side quests. Just like the Hildebrand side quests, I just kind of consider them worthwhile side content that's worth recording on camera. We're not going to do every single side quest in the world. Just one or two to kill time here, like we're doing at the end of an episode. But in other situations, like for the Scholasticate series of side quests, we will dedicate entire episodes to them. I think they're that good, anyway. So I guess I'll let Komori wash herself up in preparation for getting some higher learning. Now would be a good time to take a break.